I've heard a lot of music used for ice cream trucks.
The Chinese ice cream truck has finally left in front of my house. Let's record a podcast. It is November 23rd. Welcome to Zero Hit Points. Not necessarily in that order. I'm Ryan Miller. He's the Chinesiest ice cream man I've ever seen up until 5 minutes ago. It's Matt Amberg.
I call it rice cream.
Dang it, he's back. You hear that? Did you re-drive in front of my house?
I don't hear him now. I heard him earlier.
Maybe we should release the 5 minutes of pre-show we just recorded of us trying to figure out what the... And there was an ice cream truck in front of your house, apparently.
No,
but there wasn't.
There wasn't. It was all a misunderstanding in my ear holes that made ice cream music sound like something from a Chinese fair.
Whatever, I don't care. Let's do it. It's background ice cream truck music. When has that ever been a bad idea?
You know what? It makes me hungry for data and information that we can provide.
I love Star Trek.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm hungry for data.
Thanks to Deanna Troy. That wasn't, no, what was it? It was Tasha Yar that got busy with data.
I don't honestly know. I've only seen bits and pieces. Okay, I believe you. Now,
data?
Are you a big Star Trek guy? Like, have you watched all the shows?
I'm a huge guy that likes Star Trek. Yes.
Okay. Do you like all the iterations? Like, do you like Deep Space Nine? Are you did you watch all of that? Did you watch all of Enterprise?
I don't know.
Like, will you watch anything?
Is this something we want to start?
No, I'm actually just curious. Simple. We'll move on. Will you watch? Like, are those shows that you've watched? Like, have you gotten?
I grew up on Next Generation.
Sure, like I did. I'm with you on that.
I
didn't really watch it, but I grew up on it.
Tried Deep Space Nine during that time period because those ran concurrently for a while.
Sure.
Couldn't, like, the popular idiom to boldly go where no man has gone before and just sit there held true to me, so I couldn't get into Deep Space Nine as much. Voyager, yeah, I think after I got over the Janeway voice, like I remember that being a shock to the system when I heard her talk for the first time.
Oh, okay. So was it just like, did she put it on accent? It's again,
no,
a show I've never watched.
Have you ever heard Kate Mulgrew talk?
Yeah.
She's like she's not a chipmunk. She sounds like she's got a very distinct voice.
She does. All right. Okay.
So dropped off on Voyager and then, disappeared forever until college when I was like, hey, I used to like Star Trek. I respect William Shatner a great deal. I still have never watched the entire original series, but respect it from afar for the greats that are in that show.
Sure.
For his funny and campy and cool and the history that's there, or whatever. So what was the? I guess it was probably Voyager. Did we Voyager after? I can't remember. Me and my wife got married. She had very much the same experience. So I want to say we started over on Next Generation. It was like the first one TV show we kind of. That and X-Files, we kind of sat down and were like, let's watch these beginning to end.
These are these are going to be our shows.
DVDs are a thing now. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. And then after that, I think we just went straight to Voyager because Deep Space Nine was kind of a... Voyager's more akin to Next Generation.
It even sounds like it from the title.
Yeah.
Deep Space Nine. You're like, well, I got to Deep Space Nine. What do we do now? I don't know. Hang out. It's probably a bar.
The answer is everything and nothing.
But you're like, hey, I'm on the Voyager. What are we doing? Going places.
Did they ever? So yeah, I actually finished that series. Came to like it just fine. Then was Enterprise, which I think might have been actually going.
So here's the funny thing. Out of all of these, that was the one Star Trek that I actually watched from start to finish, I think.
Much easier given the early termination.
It was it had more to do with the fact that I think it was just the right place, right time for me more than anything. And I was like, you know what? Sure. I love Quantum Leap. Why won't I watch Scott Bakula?
That's right.
That was my number one reason. It's like Scott Bakula, Star Trek. I don't care about the Trek part, but I care about the Star Bakula part.
Everybody did. That, I mean, probably the most trashed on of all the series, right? Enterprise.
And I've mostly heard that it starts.
It is a rough start, and Bakula, for as much promise as that, that seems like a perfect fit. Like it was kind of rough even for him at first, like the whole crew and whatnot. But they actually turned that show around.
Yeah.
It like incredibly by I can't remember what season it was, but you could tell the show was in trouble, and the episodes weren't amazing. It definitely wasn't living up to any of the series that up till then. But they started doing this thing where they gave the season a greater theme, a greater arc, straight up story. Like they serialized the episodes to the point where for the entire season or half season or whatever it was, it was much of it pertaining to the same thing. And they totally pulled it off, in my opinion, actually.
Yeah.
Which is something that Star Trek hadn't done up till then. You rewatch Next Generation, that thing is just cowboys, man.
Dude,
they're going off like like Riker's like doing aliens left and right, like
it's
Picard's
all over the
like
place.
they're like the aggressors a lot of the time. Like Enterprise pulled a lot of that back and was like, okay, this is, they modernized a lot of that because they couldn't just be the. In fact, I remember there was a. I'm done.
Cool. No, I don't.
That's why you don't start that.
No, it's fine. Star Trek it's many things to many people, and to me, it exists, and it's fine. It's fun.
Forget this is like Star Trek's like highbrow. Like I want to go higher brow.
Yeah, you want to. Yeah, I understand. Battlestar Galactica, the original show.
No.
Oh,
I'm talking son-in-law. I'm talking Encino Man.
Encino Man.
I'm talking. I think those are the two movies you saw this week.
I did. I actually didn't finish Encino Man, so I didn't.
Okay.
I'm really close to the end of it. I think I've basically
doesn't count.
Yeah, that's why I didn't put it down.
Doesn't count.
That's why I didn't put it down.
All right. Well, you didn't put down. First glance at this agenda, when I open it up, you didn't put down son-in-law either. You just put down Pauly Shore.
Because I watched Pauly Shore. I love Pauly Shore.
There's no reason not to.
Yeah,
honestly, unless you've seen those things.
Dude, Son-in-Law, that movie is for if you can get past Pauly Shore being Pauly Shore, that movie is very funny.
You should get past Pauly Shore being Pauly Shore.
But
it was fun. There was a time there where that was the thing to rag on.
No, but you know what? He was funny to me. I never had like he was never, even in Son-in-Law. It's almost it's never overdone. That whole it's always.
Well, I mean, within its own
context. Yeah. Exactly. That's how I mean it. Like, it's not an overdone thing. There are a couple points in that movie where he's serious but that's just a really fun movie. And Carla Gugino, amazing. Great. Love seeing her as a baby. And freaking Tiffany Amber Thiessen. Who doesn't love Kelly Kapowski? I do. I loved Kelly.
Can't disagree with anything you've said so far.
Also, the kid from the
Good
Sandlot.
movie. I remember never not liking that movie, like enjoying it when I watched it, and these past 20 years when I've not watched it, also I remember enjoying it.
Yeah. It's fine. Encino Man is clearly the superior film.
Sure.
In a lot of ways. The
Pauly Shore's piece de resistance.
Yeah, you could say that. I wouldn't, but you could.
If you will.
If you will, and you might. Whatever you want to do. Pauly Shore is such a weird dude. That was just such a weird time in life. MTV, The Beach House, Dan Cortez.
For as halting as your description is, it's very amazing. Yeah, no, that was just that. The weasel, buddy. Right?
Hey, no wheezing the juice. Kid,
Pauly Shore.
The Brendan Fraser
American Treasure
cameo in Son-in-Law is also quite humorous.
Did Son-in-Law come after Encino Man?
Clearly.
Right, okay. So that was, Encino Man kind of was like...
Because that was Brendan Fraser's...
Launched him, didn't it?
Yeah, that was his thing.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Pauly Shore, funny enough, for that movie, he was the draw to that movie, to Encino Man. He was the star power for Encino Man.
Right, yeah.
Even Sean Astin at that point, he wasn't, especially for most people, people forgot who the hell he was at that point. He hadn't
pre or post Rudy.
Ooh, that
the
was
Rudy revival of Sean Astin.
That was pre-Rudy, I think.
Okay, see, pre-Rudy.
Might have been pre-Rudy. I don't know. Rudy's a good one,
he's
too.
like Goonies, Rudy, Lord of the Rings. Sean Astin.
That's it. Yeah, right? that's Sean Astin. So that happened, and then the more interestingly, wait, I'm sorry. Do you have any other questions about these films?
No.
Okay.
That was they happened.
They did.
I will have more because I want to go back and watch that now.
No, you should. It's super entertaining, man.
I want to read about Biodome just so I can remember why I don't want to watch that with all the others.
Mostly the Baldwin, I think, is going to be your issue there. William Atherton.
Billy?
It's Steven.
Steven.
William Atherton has some great hair in that movie, though. He's got
which way are the scales moving now?
Yeah, see, you don't know. More interesting this weekend, though, was this has been a thing that's been touring around the museums around the country. The power of the costume, and it's the Star Wars costumes, like the original costumes from the movies.
Oh,
and
is that what that is?
That is what that is. So we went to the art museum and went to this, and this is such a big deal that normally for things like this where they'll have a section in the art museum, you just pay for the museum, you go, and it's just a thing. You know, you see the Gauguin, you see the Rodin, you see the Mothra,
Joban.
You know, you see those things. This is one where you have to buy a ticket specifically for it. And not only that, but they're timed. So you have to go at a specific time. It's not just buying a ticket for that day. You have to show up because it's not a huge exhibit. It's pretty big, but they need people moving. So they have to
the crowds a little bit there. Sure, yeah, okay.
And it is incredible. There are the robes, the whole outfit Alec Guinness wore. The Hayden Christensen Darth Vader outfit, the Boosh outfit. Yeah. The whole Boosh outfit. A little
placard underneath that just says
no. It did.
No,
it didn't. The Boosh that Leia dresses up as in Jedi, that whole costume plus the thermal detonator.
The bikini.
The bikini was right next to it. Actually, it was in the same little thing. They had one of the Wicket costumes, a variety of stormtroopers and helmets, the lightsabers. Like, it was Boba Fett and Jango Fett's original costumes were there.
Oh, cool.
It was incredible. But the highlight for me, the absolute, like, the thing that blew my mind was all over they had concept drawings from the various films. And when you got a little further in, all the concept, like the original artwork that Ralph McQuarrie drew was on the walls. And it was so mind-boggling to see the images, like pictures.
That stuff is great.
That I've seen in books for like years, decades now, to see it here. And then to see pieces that I'd never seen before. You know, I've looked at, when it comes to the McQuarrie stuff, I have got that stuff cataloged in my head. Like, I've seen it so much that I can pick it out. I know that's the thing. And it was really friggin' cool.
That stuff's like avant-garde almost. Like, that's like, it's the stuff you never knew they would put into, like, or maybe even couldn't put into, like, actual pure production, you know?
Right.
Like, it just looks, it has the fantasy element that you almost can't touch in the movies, you know?
So one of the very cool things that they did have there was, along with the McQuarrie drawings, the earlier section, they focused, because it is about the costumes, one of the things they focused on, and I loved it, was they focused on a lot of the prequel stuff. So a lot of Amidala's stuff, because she had the most, like, out of all the characters, her costumes, like,
crazy get-ups.
Watch the movies, and I know people hate this. Watch the prequels and see how many times she changes. Like, her wardrobe is every scene, it's different. And going through, so you'd see the concept art that was drawn for the character, and then the concept art that was drawn for the robes and what she would wear, and then they had the actual outfit. And
that's cool.
And it was so cool to look at, like, the piece of art and see the final thing and see what was taken and what was different, and then they had, like, all the different fabrics that were used, and it was really incredible.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was an amazing experience, and I really loved it.
All right.
Unfortunately, I then was thrown out because I tried to use the thermal detonator, and there was some break glass issues.
Was the thermal detonator there?
It was.
My kind of scum.
The last thing I will mention, one of the coolest things about that also was because they were the real costumes. Just when you hear Natalie Portman's 5'3" or whatever, you don't think about it. You're just like, oh, she's small. She is just, and she's not just small. Like, she's itty bitty. She's a pocket person, you know. And the same thing with Leia. They had Leia's original the first the gown that she wears at the very beginning
nice.
Throughout A New Hope.
Sure.
And that was there. And again, it's another one, like the way they shoot it, you know that she's supposed to be much shorter than Vader. You do, but they make her look like she's kind of long and thin.
Yeah, man.
Not at all.
Always a trip when you go back and check out like a lot of the production photos or the behind the scenes stuff where Carrie Fisher, like, it's more candid, you know. She's freaking 15. Yeah. She's a child. It's nuts.
Yeah, and it's bizarre. But if the power of the costume thing does come to a museum near you, I know it's already been in Seattle, but if it comes down and you get a chance to see it, I highly recommend you go. It's totally worth it. It's
got to be stopping by LA at some point
if it hasn't already. I'm sure we're towards the end of the thing, but you guys might be the beginning and the end because it's all probably coming back to California.
Probably lives here somewhere. Yeah, you're right.
Most of it does, I'm sure.
Yeah. Cool. That's rad.
Yeah.
I don't have much to add. I got my new computer. I got my new MacBook. Kind of fun. It's got a touch bar. Okay, you're more excited than I am. Actually, this is good. Okay, so this is actually. So I ordered it. I don't wait in line for MacBooks usually, probably because I don't get them all that often.
I was gonna say, you're not a yearly purchaser.
No, that's probably better that way. Yeah, no, it's. But my other one's even just from 2012, so it wasn't a huge. Like, I feel like I could have made do for a while longer, probably. Anyway,
did you sell that?
Was that?
You sell it?
Not yet. No, still got it.
How much you selling it for?
Going up. That's undisclosed amount.
Yeah, you should disclose it to me.
I don't know. I haven't priced it out yet.
We should disclose it to each other.
Okay, it's several $1,000s. What was the cost of my new one?
That's not what I'm asking.
No.
Okay. Cut all that out.
It's gone.
Continue, touchpad.
and then keep going.
You're doing the entire show via
Welcome
the
to Zero Hit Points. It's been a new laptop. It's got a touch bar. It's
I got
actually
worms.
I ordered it a while ago, and it said it wasn't going to get here until next month. So when they started trickling out into stores, I started kind of checking around to see if any of the ones when I would be in town where there's a store, if they were going to have one. One of them had one, so I got it, and then I canceled my other order. I don't want to talk about it forever. Honestly, I think a lot of people have questions about the touch bar.
I don't.
And that's been kind of the thing I've been focusing on because to me, the case hasn't been made. Like, a lot of the stuff, they're like, look what the touch bar can do. And I'm like,
no. I think there's at least one really good case.
Oh, I see. Okay, fair. No, see, they didn't put that in their presentation. Otherwise, yeah, obviously.
Missed opportunities.
We'll get to that, though. I think, honestly, a lot of the stuff they put on it, I'm like, well, I don't know if I'm going to... Number one, I already know a shortcut for that. Number two, like, I know a gesture for that or something like that. So there have been a lot of cases where I'm like, that's cool, but am I really going to change how I've been doing things, for something that seems maybe a fraction of a second quicker? I don't know. It was a question. I was more needed a hardware upgrade, so it was kind of like, we'll see how this thing does. Like, what am I going to do? Not buy it? No,
no, of course not. I have to tell you though, for all this hemming and hawing about, I don't know, I know gesture and stuff. Half a second, that's a lot. You don't know what you're missing out on. You saving a half a second, you could be there. That adds up.
Fair. That's true. For instance, this podcast.
Right. This is all a bunch of half a seconds that unfortunately added up.
Several thousand seconds that add up.
Just too many.
Over time.
Too many.
It's better than I thought it would be so far. It's cool. It's customizable per app, which I think I knew and maybe forgot. I don't know. So I can there's do some like my email client. I can set it up so it's got the trash and archive buttons on either side. So whereas my email clients, I got a swipe set up where I can swipe in between them still pretty quick. It actually is quicker and more effective or efficient, I feel like, to set those buttons up and then just boop, boop, boop. You know, like I'm hitting them. No swiping.
Yeah.
Just tapping.
You know, just button it out. Play with
There
your
you
buttons. Just be boop, 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 ba, da, ba.
Overall, though, super, like, obviously, it's very nice to have a new computer. So
It is nice to have a new computer, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
And it does. Somebody figured out how to put Doom on that freaking touch bar.
Dude, that is, I like that whenever anything comes out now, they're like, can we put Doom on it? Okay.
Yeah.
Like, here's a calculator. Does it run Doom? Yeah, it does.
And then, can we put Tim Allen in it?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a fun video though. The dude, it actually has it running like animated in the touch bar, like it is an actual monitor. So of course it's freaking like, what are the dimensions on that?
It's like 25 something by 60.
2170 by 60. Yeah. So it's
impossible to
really
play.
weird. But then he also did it so it just puts at the HUD on the touch bar, which was, I wish, functional in some way because that looked really rad.
That could be functional. Yeah, if you played the game.
Well, while you're playing the game, yeah. I just mean like system wide. I wish I could like
like as a
customize.
Skin?
Yeah,
sure. You could probably. That's probably doable.
Yeah, something that tells me how many bullets I have left in my gun. Working on my computer. You know.
Yeah, you're sitting there just looking at it every time. Every time you type up an email, you're like, I could just kill myself right now.
There's so many bullets.
How many bullets are there? I don't know, but if I knew. Man, like that whole manual looking at the gun and using like the buttons to check that. Yeah, it's like why? I played enough video games to know how guns work.
You do. In fact, I venture you played some this past week.
I did.
Right in.
That was nice. The first game I played this week didn't have any guns though.
Yeah.
So
is it a video game?
It's called Hello Neighbor, and I broke into somebody's house, and then I was chased out, and then I was caught, and then I was taken back to my house, and then left there.
So now I have no frame of reference now. There's no guns.
Yeah.
It's reproducing normal everyday occurrences.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a video game, or is this just
You know what? Figure it out yourself. Play the Jeopardy theme song.
How are the glitches going?
It's good. They're real fun. The new build.
Sure, that's what I was going for. But all right.
The new build. The new build is definitely better. It's slightly more stable. I had a lot of really weird things happen that in retrospect is kind of one of those. Well, I guess if I had recorded that or streamed it, it would have been really, really pointless. So, they added in.
That's something that stops us.
Yes, they added in more of an intro. So there's an actual. It doesn't just start with you in the house or anything. It gives you a little tiny mini tutorial on how to move around and pick things up and throw things. But then right away you're tossed into originally. The house that the neighbor lives in that you're supposed to break into was just one story and then with a basement. And the idea is to get into the basement. So they added some things that allow the neighbor to build onto his house now. So his house can become multi-level. And the more you get
so this is...
The more you get
the neighbor
caught,
AI?
Yeah. The neighbor is totally AI. But the more you get caught and the more you do the same thing over and over, the AI learns it and then will adjust its tactics accordingly. So you'll go through the house and the first time and he'll have a couple locks on doors, maybe a bear trap on the floor, just one or two, because that's the thing. But once he captures you, the next time, like any door you opened up, maybe this time on the other side of the door where you were trying to get in, he'll have a chair held up against it, so you can't get into it. You have to go around it to move the chair to get that door open again.
Okay.
He'll block off.
Sounds like it's more about inconveniencing you while you invade his home.
It is. Yeah, he doesn't want you.
He's going to keep doing this.
He doesn't.
It's going to be real annoying to get around the place.
The game Hello Neighbor, it is 100% The Burbs, the video game. That's all this game is. So
Right.
if you want to know what the game, go watch The Burbs. It's an amazing movie. My
You've
favorite
outmarketed the game for them.
my favorite Tom Hanks movie, and it is absolutely this game.
That movie scared the heck out of me when I was a kid.
Did it really? That's so funny.
Or did it give me nightmares, or did I even just not get through it? I think it might have been the first thing where you see the monster or the light or whatever.
The light, yeah, at the house.
And then I was done.
Oh, I love it. I love The Burbs. The Burbs and Joe versus Volcano. His two biggest losses in the prime of his career. Two of my favorite Tom Hanks movies.
Really? Volcano didn't do that well either?
No, they both bombed.
Wow.
And then following that was Bonfire of the Vanities. That was his downhill, his stretch right there where he just couldn't do anything right.
Can't hold a good Hanks down.
No, you can't. So Hello Neighbor, it's going very well. It's really great. Oh, so here are the two glitches that I found. This was one of the one glitch. So at one point I go into the house, he sees me and they changed his speed. So he used to be really fast to where you were not going to get away from him. He was going to catch you every time. In theory, if you run away from him for long enough, or as from my understanding was, if you go to your own house, he'll stop chasing you. But in this build, it doesn't seem like that's working, or it seems like the house to him for his vision doesn't.
It's like a great escape. Just run away till you get to your house. Sit down in your chair like nothing happened.
Yeah, and then he's like, he's in his own house. I guess
right.
he broke into mine, but I'm not. Son of a. So he teleported right through the window in front of my house into the bedroom, where you kind of start. And he's just stands there, and then the music changed from him searching for me or him seeing me to the searching for me to the he doesn't see me. I was standing right in front of him. I didn't move. So I went out the door and I turned around behind him and he was facing the other way. He stood there.
In your house?
Yeah. So I just went into his house. I roamed around.
Hello, neighbor.
Yeah. Welcome. Went into his house. Broke everything, moved stuff around. He unfortunately, I don't know what the deal was. I couldn't find the key. I don't know where it was. I don't know if he had it on him. I don't know if it was hidden. So I'm going around flipping switches, and I'd gone upstairs. And at one point, there was I thought it was a glitch, and I guess it's not. It's just connected to something in a weird way. But there was a dresser that was half in the floor. Wasn't coming through the floor on the bottom. It was just half in the floor. It stopped the animation. It just cut. There was another table and then a doorway. And it was in this really weird thing. And in front of the table, there was a shark fin that was just sitting there, water coming out of it. Off the side, it was just a shark fin. What the hell am I looking at right now?
And this was attached to something normal?
Just wait. So I go downstairs to see if the guy is still there or if the game had glitched him back out or something. And I open the garage door. His garage door opens up. I look out. He's still there. I go back up the stairs, and that spot where the shark was now is filled with water, and there's a shark swimming around.
What?
Apparently opening the garage fills the room with water and allows these are just things you need to know about life.
Sure. Yeah, okay.
Here's what I've learned. Every time, you know that every time a bell rings, an angel every time a garage door opens, somebody's house is flooded with a shark.
Okay. We're going to need a bigger house?
Yes. So Hello Neighbor's good. I also picked up Rainbow Six Siege. It was on sale for $20. We've talked about it a bunch in the show. I always had a fairly passing interest, but I was interested in it. You were definitely not. It was you had fun for the 5 seconds that we played it, and then it was no, whatever. So I picked it up. It's $20, and with the announcement that we noted last week that Ubisoft said they're going to support the game for another full year, why not? The community seems to be thriving. It seems to be a pretty decent one for the most part. So I picked up the game. I've been playing through the single player portion, which is basically just learning how the game works. Really like it so far. It's been a lot of fun. I've been trying to go through it on the hardest mode possible because I assume it's going to be more difficult with real people.
Sure.
And it's been fun. I assume it's very similar to the other Rainbow Six games. In this case, you're given it's going through the different styles of gameplay. So you go through the offensive part of capturing they're saving the hostage or whatever. Then eventually you go through the defensive part of setting off a bomb or defusing, all that stuff. And I really like it. It's a lot of fun, and it's tense in a way that I kind of want a game to be. And it's a team-based game that I really, really want to enjoy. I really, really want to get into. I haven't touched the online stuff yet, so we'll see what that turns into.
Check back in on that. It sounds like it has a good tutorial mode.
So far it does, and it's stupid, but I am really enjoying it. And then everything else, we played a bunch of. I played a bunch of Overwatch this week.
Yeah, so we dug into the
1.5
the
patch.
Update came out. Yeah, 1.5. It's got basically gives you an arcade mode, which is where we spent most of our time, where all the brawls are
on a playlist.
There's 1v1.
Yeah.
There's a 3v3. There's I want to say they broke out one or two of the brawls into their own thing.
Mystery duels, so that it's
the
6v6, but you don't know who you're going to get, and every death you change.
And then kind of the normal quick play, like as it's always been, you can choose what it used to be.
They call it
you can choose
mayhem or something like that.
Double characters or whatever, because now normal quick play, you can't double up on characters. So we stuck with 3v3 for a while.
Yeah, and the main reason for that is they one of the things they did was 3v3 and 1v1. If you play a game and win, you automatically get a bonus loot box, and every mode in arcade for the most part, every mode in arcade, if you win your first 3, you get a new box, you get a loot box. The next 3, you get a loot box. The final 3, you get a loot box per week. So 9 wins in toto. You get 4 loot boxes in toto.
Which seems to be a kind of a gimme for them also retooling the progression system, which we talked about. That you don't re-up anymore or prestige anymore.
Right.
So you don't get a bunch of easy boxes at the beginning. So it's actually, as down as I was on that update to the progression, because I don't get through the higher levels very quickly. I'm still only 60-something. That was I'm totally happy with that concession. Those boxes in the arcade mode are pretty cool. Gives me a reason to play, gives me a reason to win, gives me some easy boxes right off the bat. So I will probably be partaking in that every week. And 3v3, man, was a lot of fun.
It was. And I actually played a bunch last night on the PC, and same thing, a lot of fun with a bunch of random people. It's a solid mode, man. It's the upside downside to it is the meta is pretty clear. Almost 90% of the time there's going to be a roadhog, there's going to be a soldier, and then you kind of have a third that can be a little bit of a wild card. But it seems like it's a lot of we see a lot of Mei, a lot of Hanzo. I saw quite a bit of Tracer last night actually in 3v3. Never worked out for the Tracer, but it was fun. And Sombra, of course, because she's new. She's
showing up, and I think probably in a lot of places because she's new, right? Everyone wants to play her.
That's what I said.
Also, we did play some of her, though. She's cool. But yeah, I was actually going to mention exactly that the meta is broken down into a way more accessible, might be another way to put it, because that's one area of the game where I kind of detach, I don't get into that as much. It's not kind of my thing. I'm trying to do my own thing a lot of the time, which is messing up everybody else's game. We've talked about this.
But the reason, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but the reason, one of the funny things that while it screws everybody else up, it also screws you, because you got screwed out of not paying attention to the meta with Torbjorn. That achievement's now way harder for you because you weren't paying attention, because you don't pay attention to the meta.
Well,
the meta dictates what changes they make in the background.
Was that so when I say meta, I'm referring to countering people's picks.
No. The meta is the general what is played in the game. The general meta.
Yeah, somebody does something, so you want to do something that counters that character, so the team can balance each other out.
You just happen to know that the meta in general, for 3v3, is gonna be characters that can heal themselves. right?
Yeah. No, with the
there's
Torbjorn thing, I just missed. I just waited too long, and they patched it out, so I can't.
Right, but it's part of the meta discussion. That's why you missed out on knowing that was going to come, and you could have focused on Torbjorn. Doesn't matter. Totally pointless in regards to
for
this.
like maybe the yeah.
It's totally pointless.
We
Moving
would
on.
have to talk about how long from when they announced they were going to do Torbjorn patch to when it happened and all that.
Hey, look.
When I say meta here, referring to the 3v3, I'm just talking about straight up like countering somebody's picks, like
right.
within the game.
And
because
yes, that is the meta. Okay.
It gets down to 3v3, and yeah, in the end, I'm still ignoring it all still. Because number one, I'm most helpful to anybody when I'm playing Soldier, and number two, Soldier's like I'm best at anyway because he's just normal shooter dude.
Shooting guns.
So yeah, I picked Soldier the whole stupid time anyways, but it was interesting to have it broken down in that way and it kind of made more accessible. I like that aspect for it, even if I don't use it still.
That's fair. No, it was
Either
good.
way, that mode's super cool. I'm going back into it. I'll pick it up every week. Get my boxes. Good reason to play.
I love getting your box.
Did you do 1v1 at all? I actually did. I went into that to get my box.
I have not because I just am not. No.
It's not as bad as you think, actually. So
no, it is.
It definitely is, but it random picks the same character for both of you. So it's basically just who's better at Hanzo. You know, who's better at whatever.
In every case, it's always the other person.
Very often, the first game I lost fairly readily.
Hanzo
but the second one I got. So it was also free play weekend, so I don't know. It might have matched me up with some newbie out there or something.
That's all I can ever hope for now. Because everybody's so good.
Yeah, cool mode. Overwatch is great.
How did
Why
you
don't you talk about some of the
How did you feel about Sombra? Because we both played her, so
I played her once. Yeah, totally fine. I obviously haven't dug into her at all. I'm not gonna add anything because I don't.
I played her. I played her a couple times during actual games, quick play stuff, not 3v3, but during real 6v6 stuff, and I really liked her. She was a lot of fun. Her ult. I had been a little concerned. I think everybody was a little like. I mean, I was wait and see, but a little concerned about the sound of what her ult would do. And it's not, number one, it's not nearly as bad as anybody thought. It's really easy to see, which is good. The other, I do see a couple of things that probably will get changed. I'm guessing her health hack is going to get changed. That lasts a long time, and it's really easy to just ruin a game for the other team.
Does it make it so they can't pick up the health pack, or does it do something bad to them if they pick it up?
It makes it regenerate faster, and yeah, they can't do anything with the health pack. They can't. Okay. They don't get any health from it. So it's a great thing. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad mechanic. I see it being reworked. I think they're gonna either retool it so that it's a lower amount of time, or that you can only do like one health pack. I don't know. And the other thing that I did love about her was her freaking gun. Her SMG has bullets forever. That thing does just like one of the. It's great because you play her. I played her like the way I play Tracer, where I think I'm shooting for a second and a half and then I'm reloading. Her, yeah, no, you've got like 3 seconds. Like
keep going, yeah, no,
just full guns. Loved it. So yeah, the 1.5 patch, good update. They did another developer update today and talked about the symmetry redesign. This is going to be just absolutely massive for her. The first thing being that she is going to now be the first character to have a choice of ults. She will no longer just have the teleporter. She'll have this other ult that's a shield generator that instead of giving out like that tiny amount of shields that she currently gives out, this is going to give out shields similar to Sombra's AoE hacks everybody. This is going to AoE shield people.
Huh. I didn't know they were going to give. I thought they were just replacing it.
Nope.
They're giving her.
So yeah, they're not replacing it. They're both there. It sounds like you double tap Q for one, you hit Q once for the other. I'm hoping that they figure out. I'm hoping that there's a little more to it, so you don't accidentally Q when you don't, sure, the wrong Q. The other thing they're doing is because that ult, the shield generator ult is happening, they're getting rid of her ability to actually shield people on the fly. Now she'll have a thing called a photon shield that will act like an automatic Reinhardt shield. So she'll fire it in front of you, and then it'll have a rectangle or something, and it's going to walk itself forward until it's destroyed. Or I guess until it hits a wall, I'm guessing. So that's going to happen. That replaces the shielding ability. And the other thing they're doing is they're changing the amount of turrets she currently can hold. Right now she can only charge up to 3. Now she can charge up to 6. So she stacks up to 3. She can stack up to 3 turrets at one point and put them out. And then
I've had 7 turrets.
No, you can have 7 turrets out at all times, but you can only carry 3 at once. You can only have 3 at one time, and then they recharge, so you get your next 3.
Gotcha. Okay.
So what they're doing is they're changing the amount you're holding to 6. So right away at the beginning of the game, you're going to be able to drop 6 immediately. Instead of 3, waiting 12 seconds for 1, waiting 12 seconds.
People love those turrets. I could see that definitely making her more attractive to people. So not only is the turret charge stack now to 6 instead of 3, the cooldown has been dropped from 10 and from 12 to 10. So they're faster replacement. And then the last thing they're changing with her is her laser beam is getting a little bit more distance to it. Okay.
I have a feeling all of those are going to get outside the ults, maybe not, but I have a feeling the turrets will probably get reworked a little bit. This is all going to be in PTR very soon. So we'll see what the finals look like very early 2017. They're trying to get this out. I'm guessing it's going to be early January. Along with the Symmetra changes, the Oasis map is going to be dropped in PTR after the Symmetra rework. And finally, this is something that I can't believe has not existed there.
Okay.
They're putting a stay with group button at the end of the round. So if you're with a group of people that you really liked playing with, you can choose to stay with them.
Freaking nice. So then I don't care about staying. I want the button that says don't stay with them. Does that mean that it's default don't stay with them, or?
Yeah, I would imagine.
Okay. That's what it's already default stay with them, right?
No, because like sometimes you'll get switched out or somebody will drop out or whatever, and if you, I don't know. I mean,
wait, stay with the team you're playing with?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was the other team. Like you had a choice now to stop playing the idiots.
No. Stay with.
Of course not.
Yeah. That's ridiculous. No, stay with the group. It'll form a party of the group that you're with.
Okay.
So, that is Overwatch.
We also played a little bit more of GTA Online Deadline, the Tron Bikes game. We did that for the stream. That'll be up tomorrow or the next. Or wait, yesterday or the day after yesterday. Today. However you'd like it. We also played some more Gears of War 4. I don't know if we have much to add. We had we were able to successfully not do 50 rounds in Horde again.
It was cool.
Not again, but we were able to withhold ourselves from getting sucked in, I guess.
It was cool to say, hey, let's stop here. And you were like, yeah, that's a good idea. And we did.
Yeah, it was great. And actually, I think I did that 2 or 3 times. I did the 1 to 20. And it's definitely, you get more XP. So just don't try and do the 50. That's if you want to actually level up and get progression. Even then, it's still too slow, my opinion.
Yeah,
but just don't do the 1 through 50. Don't do the thing the game asks you to do. If you want the other thing.
If you want to do it, though, you can. Hey, you know what goes along good with Gears of War? Codes for Gears of War.
Should we give out another one of those?
Give out a code of war.
Did we ever post that the last episode had a code for Gears of War 1 in it?
I don't know.
I feel like we didn't ever tell anybody.
I don't know. Maybe
this week it's Gears of War 2. Again, Gears of War 4 is out. Here's a code for Gears of War 2. Just take the hint. TXY6YWCC3Y KJ 6MQ F2HTR 77K6Z. And there you have it. Just enjoy Gears of War 2.
Gears of War.
It's a good game.
It's good, but at that point, Marcus Phoenix has not found his green thumb yet.
He's not yet upset about any horticulture, let alone his tomatoes.
Maters.
Also played some Titanfall 2, finished up Titanfall 2, got all the achievements in Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2 is all done.
Yep. I went back to do master mode, and I've decided I'm not doing that.
That's the calmest and most reasoned way to explain that, and I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And then actually, so Rock Band 4 came out with an expansion not too long ago. It's called Rivals.
You did it! I can't believe it!
So this is why I did it, though. Get this. Friend of the show, Adam Parkin. You may remember him from the show and PAX and Canada, if you've been there.
Yeah,
I think he works the immigration booth or whatever.
He is Canada.
He got Rivals. Apparently, there's a problem with his drums. He got the kit that came with the drums and all that. So the PSA, thanks to PZL, Nip, Adam, the PDP drums that come out with Rivals, I guess, not super reliable at the moment because I think he got a replacement and those were faulty too, which is
solid,
amazing.
Yeah, good.
Like, that's super bad. Like, there was issues with the drums that I got when I got Rock Band 4, because I got that kit, that they did eventually were able to software and firmware patch out. Drums work fine now.
You're right.
But to have something like that again, and apparently something not as fixable, it sounds like. I don't know. I'll check in with Mr. Parkin this week. But
get online with our foreign correspondent.
Yeah. But with his replacement came a new code for Rivals, which he was kind enough to send my way. So, yes.
Aren't you just so special?
I am,
your
right.
rival becomes your friend. Your friend will soon become your rival.
Yeah, I was going to say more of the opposite, actually, because all it did, essentially, so the things that came with it were the Rocky Drama, which is kind of a new career that you play through, and it's a riff on behind the music that Harmonix did while you're playing through songs. It's fine. Like, I like Harmonix, and it's earnest, and they are good people, so it's enjoyable in that way, as if your friend made a video and you were like, this is very good, but my friend made it, and I get it.
Okay, so basically every single thing 0 Hit Points has done.
Yeah.
Understood.
All right, so that's why I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. Just say
it's fine.
They 0 HP'd it.
Pay it forward. Yes. There you go.
They 0 HP'd all over it.
But the other thing it did, since Adam was kind enough to get me this game, is that it had me replaying or playing for the first time a lot of songs that that he had already played, because he's been playing this game a lot more than I have. I got some high scores. So basically I ended up sending him like 20 of those taunts that they're called on the system. But it's basically, he's going to boot up at some point, and he's going to have like 20 notifications that are like, the Beard beat your score on this song.
It's just going to at some point, I hope that Harmonix figured out that you've got people like you and Adam, and that what it does now is that it shapes those messages into just a giant middle finger. You are a failure, Adam.
So thank you, Adam.
But you know what? I'm curious, because see, I don't know that you're actually beating his high score, because there is an exchange rate difference, right?
It's true.
So I don't know what that currency.
I think technically it means I'm beating his high score by a lot more than I am.
Yeah, well, exactly. You're not just beating, you're decimating it, is what I was going with.
That's fair. Okay.
Yeah.
So again, thank you, Adam. Let's talk about the happenings of the week that has gone by. Things that grabbed our attention, continue to grab, and won't stop grabbing. No, please, I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, you know what? You got it.
So there was some Game Awards stuff that came out that we're actually going to skip, because we're going to do our yearly extra hit points where we talk about the nominees and whatever else is going on there. So nothing about that today. Don't even try.
Yep, just, you know what? If that's what you're here for, you came to the wrong place.
0HITPOINTS.com.
You came to the wrong place.
The rest of these are pretty quick anyways, but Resident Evil 7 came out with news on their Collector's Deluxe Edition, which comes with the little dollhouse for you.
You don't know how frustrating this is because I love the look of this stupid collector's edition. It's $180. It comes with the Louisiana Plantation Mansion that doubles as a music box.
It is a music box. It's not a dollhouse.
It comes. It plays.
Which, when you think about it, yeah, you twist it and it plays the creepy song like from a music box. It's kind of brilliant.
It's awesome. It comes with a 4 gig USB drive in the shape of the one of the fingers from the dummy. A
severed finger.
A box that's in the shape of a VHS tape.
That I would probably buy on its own.
Yes. A lithograph featuring the Baker family. That I would probably buy on a line for nothing. I won't buy that. And a quote-unquote creepy note.
Yeah, that's all it says.
I don't care, man. The fact that, I absolutely love music boxes. I think music boxes are just fascinating.
Oh, really?
I do. I love them.
So this is firing on all cylinders for you.
Yeah. Plus it's creepy and weird. Plus it's Resident Evil. It's frustrating because this is one where I probably would have gone out of my way to get it, but not at that price, man. I'm not paying $180 for that.
And now I know what to get you a picture of for Christmas.
Yeah, the family? That's cool. You're going to get me the lithograph that I won't buy even for free?
I'm just going to take a picture. I'm going to send you the JPEG from this web article right here,
Are you going to print it out on really nice photo paper and frame it?
You know what? I will.
Cool.
For you.
I like it.
It's Christmas, man. You don't hold back. Your friends are friends.
Friends are friends. And for Christmas, I am going to get you for your Xbox One the game Adrift.
Thank you.
Just kidding.
What?
Adrift got canceled forever.
What?
Yeah. It came out on the PS4. It came out on the PC. It's out for the Vive. They were like, hey, we're going to put it out for the Xbox. And then Adam Orth was like, deal with it. We're not. You flew too close to the sun, Icarus.
ADR1FT. Not coming to Xbox. Yeah, whatever. There's rumors, right, that this Oculus support for Xbox is coming around Scorpio, or there's some swirling stuff there. Isn't Adrift going to Oculus at some point?
Yeah, I'm it's actually there already too, I think.
Oh, is that where?
I just forget because it's so much lesser than my Vive. Peasant.
Hey, we're probably wrong anyways.
Yeah.
Also, a bunch of trailers came out.
Trailer Town?
The Last Guardian, you may have heard of.
It's the last trailer.
It's pretty nice.
Okay, so the team...
You're not buying it?
The Team Eco games...
Stuff?
Yeah, it doesn't... it looks cool, but those games, outside of Shadow of the Colossus... Eco itself, didn't do much for me. Shadow of the Colossus was very, very cool. Love that game. But this is another one that I'm just not... I'm sure it's going to be a glorious thing for everybody who plays it. It's just not for me. I don't see myself picking this one up.
I think there's a bigger question mark on this game than people realize, given that nobody behind those other games is actually behind this, or very... nobody of huge import. Yeah, or authorship, anyways. So, I mean, and those games, gameplay aside, rested hugely on, kind of other artistic, very vision-driven aspects,
Sure, yeah.
So, I hope this is good. And it does, the trailer looks great. I mean, it's very purposefully pulling at your heartstrings, but
yeah.
I hope there's more to it. I hope people get what they're looking for here.
Yeah, I hope people find money in the game. That's what everybody's
that would be the game
for.
makers. Maybe more up your alley than Conan Exiles. Is this game already out?
It's not.
Just me?
No. There's a lot of Conan games. They're all bad.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
okay.
Yeah, okay. I like the hack and slash game that came out for the 360.
Middling too. Actually, I like that one.
Yeah, that was fun. There were some aggravating little bits in that one too, but for the most part, I don't know what this is. It looks like an MMO. I mean, it is an MMO. We gotta get
that would explain the look of it.
I love the look of the game. I love the Conan style. I like the carrying around torches and going into dungeons and caves and fighting the followers of Set, and I don't know. Game trailer looks fun, but the game itself like doesn't look very great to me.
I would say it's got some of the graphics of an MMO. It's funny because they don't in the trailer it's got this very orchestral music, and it begins with a lot of it looks like kind of CG renderings and stuff like that. It looks very majestic. Some of the characters look very cool, and the graphics look great. And then when the music actually swells and jumps off, like into real orchestral stuff, they cut to gameplay music. So it's funny because right when the music gets great, it's like, here's these not as good graphics if you've seen up until this point in the trailer.
Yeah, it's fun. Now, how many hours did you spend watching the Final Fantasy 15 trailer?
So, you know what the funny thing is? When you wrote this in the agenda, 33-hour long extended Final Fantasy 15 trailer, I didn't doubt that for a second. I thought it was literally a 33-hour thing that they put out. I'm like, oh, that's Final Fantasy.
It's not out of bounds.
It's 8 minutes and 49 seconds long.
Yeah, it's too long for me.
Still long enough. Yeah, no, it's distinction without a difference. Difference without a distinction.
I liked it. Either way, I like it. I've never heard it, and I'm gonna use it forever. Like I'm gonna use it a lot. Probably today. Right now. Sorry.
The first 4 minutes of it, at least, like it was just wonderful. Like that. So Final Fantasy's weird, right? We all know Final Fantasy's weird.
That's a way to say it.
This kind of steampunk thing that's not steampunk, but it's there's kingships and this and that, and it's set up against very contemporary things or dressings and
Chocobo.
It's always had that weirdness about it. They don't shy away from that here, but it's hilarious in this trailer because the announcers are very serious and very combat driven, some parts of this, and then it will like seamlessly, in that there's no seam or transition, will transition to like the funnier parts where it'll be like the kingdom of Niflheim, and I'm like, all right, and then your buddy Prompto. And then it goes through like all his combat, and then he's like, Prompto's favorite hobby is photography, and I'm like, what? He was like fighting a dragon 2 seconds ago, and then it's like, Prompto's favorite hobby is photography.
You know what? People like to connect. I like to fight dragons and take pictures. So what?
I don't play a lot of Final Fantasy, so obviously this is probably old hat to people familiar with that. But
I told you, so I got about 2 minutes into the trailer, and it was beautiful. It's a great trailer.
Nocto is also the team cook. And then like giving him pizza. I'm like, what is happening?
And I basically got to the point where I was like, all right, 2 minutes in, I'm not watching any more of this because I've got like 6 more minutes to go, and I could literally do anything else in my life right now. And I also know that number one, I'm not going to understand half of it. And number two, it's never going to make any sense to me because I'm never going to play the game. It looks beautiful. I hope.
Sure, yeah, graphics always.
I hope for the Final Fantasy people that this is the game that they've been waiting for. I hope that 15 knocks it out of the park. I know that there's always fans and detractors of each one, but I hope this is the universally loved Final Fantasy 15.
Evolution of that game has been something like, it's not a turn-based RPG anymore.
15 games, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
And that's just the numbered ones. We're not even talking about some of the other spin-off crap that's come out. And Chocobo Racing.
That's another one we're not going to talk about. Anyways, it's a funny, like I so desperately want to do like because it moves quick too. It's like combat, something, photography, cooking. I'm like, wait, like I want to do like a not a riff, but like not a response video either. But I'd want it like it moves so quick.
You want to do that video, but for us, don't you?
I want to do this podcast for that video.
Let's do it.
And then the greatest trailer of all time came out.
It did. It was great.
Did you watch it?
Most of it. It wasn't that great.
I think you don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't have a clue what you're talking about.
Because this was a trailer from Remedy starring Sam Lake.
I did see that trailer for Sam Lake.
Oh, okay.
It was just a trailer for Sam Lake. It's not a trailer for Remedy. They claim that there's a new game coming out, but it's just him going, "Hi, I'm Sam Lake. Hi, I'm Sam Lake. Hello, I'm Sam Lake. I'm from Remedy. I'm from Remedy. I'm from Remedy. Look at me drink coffee." 20 seconds of him saying he's Sam Lake.
I was going to say it's 20 seconds. You just did the whole thing. But it is called the greatest trailer of all time. And then there's some music at the end, but basically says they're going to announce it's a trailer for a trailer. And it's going to be a trailer for a new game from Remedy. So,
which automatically means I am going to be glued to it, and it's going to be something that is, as long as it's their game, a day one. It doesn't matter. It could be a turn-based RPG, the thing I'm not good at, the thing I'm bad at.
Final Fantasy by Remedy.
It could be a MOBA. I'll be
and then
its third favorite fan.
EA, of course, comes out and says, "Hey, we're influencers now have to disclose rules for sponsored content."
No way! Like, I don't want to.
There they go again, right? Like when does EA just not mess something up?
I don't know. When?
For games. And then it turned out this is good because I guess it's 2 hashtags and some graphics they gave them supported by EA and just straight up says advertisement. But yeah, I guess this is actually in response to some FTC stuff, so it's not exactly out of the goodness of their heart, but it's
whatever.
In a world, especially in a week after Bethesda comes out and says, no pre-release and doesn't make any concessions like this. It's kind of cool to see somebody doing something.
Okay, let's roll that back for a second. It's not cool of EA ever. Nothing they do is cool. Everything they do is bad. It's good that they're doing this. It's good that it's being required, but I'm not giving them any positive outlook on this.
Okay.
They're basically outright being told, you better do something, otherwise people are going to yell. You're going to get trouble. You're going to get sued. And then Ubisoft is going to be like, yeah, and I bet you guys are going to keep selling DLC too.
Yeah, so that's when stuff really gets weird is when, come talk to me when Ubisoft starts doing something that makes sense for the fans.
Hey,
that's what I want.
So Ubisoft came out just recently and said they're going to stop selling compulsory DLC. Do you know what that
is? A thing?
Yeah, it really is, and it's. I didn't understand that game companies weren't required to sell DLC anymore. I thought it was just you had to. So the vice president of live operations from Ubisoft, Anne Blondel-Juin,
Mike Pence. I don't even know the actual.
She is telling. She stated to GameIndustry.biz that going forward, they're gonna the response that they got from how they're supporting Rainbow Six is what they kind of want to do with the rest of their games. So instead of all the DLC, and if you want to keep up with everybody for everything, every expansion with all the multiplayer stuff, then you've got to buy the DLC. And so what they're saying here is now they're going to go the same route that they went with Rainbow Six, that like Evolve went, that a whole bunch of other games are following suit, where the maps, everything that is gameplay related, for the most part, free. You want new characters, buy the characters. You'll probably be able to do it with in-game currency. You want skins, buy the skins. All of that crap. They feel like the way that this is written and the way that she is coming out and talking about it, it's like they're being very magnanimous. Like, you know what? We really are listening to you. We really are thinking of you, the player. We don't want to split the player base anymore. They're just finding this is a better way to make money.
Yeah, in the end, that's got to be it. I mean, well,
simple.
The only reason I can see that maybe not being 100% is because they seem to still be doing a whole lot to stave off Vivendi as much as possible. A lot of that has been appealing to the fans. We love Ubisoft.com. We joke about it, but it's a real website.
It's very real. It's in fact,
it's real to me.
It's still real to me.
So yeah, maybe this has something to do with that. They're still kind of being like, we're cool, man. Come on. Here's some shares. The shares.
Give me the shares, man. Give me the shares. Just inject me a little bit. I'm more cynical than you are. To me, this is.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying that's another possibility.
And you're actually. You're probably right. My cynicism is probably getting in the way here, but you know what? This is one of those things where there's been.
This is Ubisoft we're talking here. I'm not giving them the credit or the benefit of the doubt.
Don't give them anything.
They're
except
not
for your
getting
hard-earned
Tetris
money.
is still broken if you have 100 friends on Xbox Live.
And I don't.
So
no, this is just one of those like that's a great. It's a much better model, but make no mistake about it. It's a better model because it gives the illusion of player choice, and it gives that whole like, that you don't have to spend the money. They're still going to spend the money. Now they're just piecemealing it out in different ways. That's all.
Yeah. Well,
and that's fine. It's just from a cynic perspective, you're just piecemealing DLC out. I don't care. It doesn't make a difference. I appreciate that you're giving me the ability to play with my friends regardless of the map. Great. That's cool.
You're right. It's business. It's absolutely the business. Like that somewhere somebody has found that the way they're doing Rainbow Six is getting them more money, or at least, it sounds like we're finding out that people are tired of DLC expansions as is, just like packs that cost another $10. Like people seems like maybe not be buying those anymore as much as they're buying, skins and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Within tight-knit or, healthy communities like Rainbow Six. So, yeah, it says that. The way they define compulsory DLC in this statement is, quote, says, no more DLC that you have to buy if you want to have the full experience. Right? You have the game, and if you want to expand it, depending on how you want to experience the game, you're free to buy it or not.
It's from the cynic perspective, this is one of those pieces of language that I just don't like, because you're saying you get the full experience. Well, kind of, because isn't the full experience having everything you've put out for the game? That's the full experience.
They're still setting the terms here.
Which I just, it is what it is.
It is.
And that's what it is.
With Matthew Amberg.
That was a good seg. I like it.
Last but not least, the Rattman from Portal, which is the guy who writes on all the walls and told everybody the cake was a lie, is in LEGO Dimensions in the Portal pack. He has been found. He shows up a couple times. Go watch the video. You can run up to him and see him for a couple seconds if you want. He's not playable or anything like that, but that's kind of cool.
I love it that they put that in there. It took a year for people to find it. Like that's the other thing that I love. I think it's cool because Portal hit in such a fascinating way. It was a game that hit for more than just gamers. A lot of people really loved it, and for this little tiny bit to just, this is cool. Nice little piece of fan service.
Smart and cool, and honestly not surprising at all given those developers and that game.
It is not surprising at all. And what should not be surprising at all is the next seg, and that is the lightning round.
Oh.
Ryan
Surprise.
Myler, you are in the hot seat for the lightning round. 30 seconds are on the clock. Are you ready?
Seat is hot.
It doesn't matter if you're ready. The lightning round starts now. Lightning round follow-up. Watch Dogs 2 multiplayer is patched and live.
Oh, that's a bummer.
EVO 2017 is back in Las Vegas, July 14th through the 16th.
The pipes are broken.
NBA 2K17 achievements hit at a VR element.
That's like the people who play 2K sports games aren't disconnected from reality enough. I think that's not fair in a lot of ways.
A real-life diaper is being kickstarted by the devs of Outlast 2 because their game is too scary.
Let's see. Who plays video games while wearing a diaper? There's nobody does that.
It's a diaper. Is that shredding paper?
No, it's who wears it? There's nobody. I won.
Hey! So coming out November 29th, Darksiders War Mastered Edition. It's on PC. It's still the worst name ever for
even when it comes out on PC.
Edition. Also hitting PC, Watch Dogs 2. Will the multiplayer work there? You just don't know. And also Final Fantasy XV.
We forgot to mention when we were talking about Final Fantasy that game's basically out.
Oh, yeah. It did. A bunch of retailers broke street date. Technically, it releases on the 29th, but a ton of people already have it.
Yeah.
Ryan, what is going on this week for you? Because we've got Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. I can tell you from my side, probably a lot of Overwatch. I'm guessing I'll dig back into Hello Neighbor and some more Rainbow Six. I don't think I'm going to be doing a whole lot of new stuff, but what are you thinking?
I'm thinking, I pretty sure one of the Call of Duties is next on my list here because I'm done with Titanfall, so I've got some space to fill. But Black Friday's coming.
It is.
There's some pre-Black Friday stuff going on already. I actually picked up like 5 games.
Yeah.
I got Inside. I got Jackbox 3. I got some other games there. That's 2 games. There's whatever.
I did pick up a couple of pre-sale stuff. Also, I picked up Jackbox 3 and the Rare Replay pack.
Oh.
I want to play RC Pro-Am.
Not so rare after all.
Hey, we're still doing Instagrams.
Yeah, that's about the only videos we are doing now.
Yeah, we're on hiatus. We have stuff in the pipeline. There's some concepts out there.
Pipeline is clogged.
It is. We actually have so much crap in there right now that we're kind of stuck trying to figure out where we're going next.
Stay tuned for the pipeline.
There are things happening. We're doing stuff.
In all seriousness, yeah. Sorry, but that's.
Yeah, there is. We
legitimately wonder.
No, we do legitimately have a bunch of stuff that we're working on.
Three stuffs.
And there's so much of that 3 things that it's just really hard to work on it. This week, no stream though, right?
I don't know. You said you could stream late, so I mean, if you
can stream whenever,
late,
man.
I don't know when I'll be home. I probably won't be home by 7 PST. So yeah, I don't know. We could, if you're still around when I get back, we could boot up and stream for no reason because it's not like anybody's gonna watch it on 10 p.m. on Thanksgiving Day anyway. So,
no. But you know what?
Sleeping and fat and pooping. So happy Thanksgiving, happy Black Friday, happy White Friday. Donald Trump 2016.
Do not end the show that way. Even in gag form, that's not good right now.